Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to share with you my 2022 van setup for our garden maintenance business. So this is my trusty Ford Transit Connect 2016 plate. Those of you who've seen my van setup videos before will probably recognise it from those. I've made a few changes this year which I'm excited to share with you, but also I'd love to hear your thoughts on the setup. If you've got any thoughts on how I could improve the setup and make it more efficient, it would be really interesting to hear your opinions and your suggestions, so do let me know in the comments. A lot of the products and the tools that I'm going to be talking about I've done full reviews of, so if you're interested in more information about them, then do check out those videos. I'll link them in the cards and in the description, and there'll also be product links in the description so you can check them out there as well. So with that all being said, let's take a look at my van setup for 2022. First off, let's take a look at the doors. So on this door I've just got my ear defenders. These are 3M Peltor Optime ones. Perfect for battery tools. They just take the edge off the noise and allow you to listen to music at a comfortable volume. So I've got those just to prompt me to wear them, and I've got a couple of cloths as well just to wipe down tools and myself after a rainy day and stuff. Moving to the other door, I've got my Stihl AP adapter rucksack. So this converts the standard Stihl AP batteries into ones suitable for the socket tools. So that's like my KMA 130R and my 94T. So again, I keep that there because my 130R is my sort of main tool that I use for strimming, hedge cutting. So it's in easy reach, particularly when small jobs, you just want to be able to grab it straight away and start strimming straight away, which this allows me to do. And that's just on a little hook there. And then behind that, I've just got my Redbacks kneeling mat. Great little kneeling mat, and it's again just to prompt me to use it more than anything else, and it just keeps it out of the way. So that's tucked at the back there. The biggest change that we've made to the setup this year is adding in this false floor. This is removable because we don't always have the mower with us, so we wanted something that we could take out so it wouldn't impinge on the space that we had in the van, but also with the added weight of it, it wouldn't affect the fuel economy or anything like that. So we can take that out when we don't have the mower very easily. But we put it in there particularly so that we could store the ramp that we use for accessing tricky gardens and obviously getting the mower off the van. So that just tucks in there nicely, keeps it out of the way. Before it was kind of in the way and we were finding it as a bit of an annoyance. So this is much better, and that just pulls out there with a little cord. So it's nice and easy to get to. So I'm really pleased with that change. Works so much more efficiently. On top of that, we have our main mower of choice at the moment, which is our Ego LM1903. This is a great mower, very versatile, four-wheel machine. You can mulch with it, you can lay a stripe with it as well. So it's really versatile, and of course battery operated as well. So it fits with the ethos of our business, pretty much being 100% battery tool powered. So that's a really great mower, highly recommend it. One of the advantages for us is that the handles collapse so that we can actually fit it in the van, because there's not a huge amount of space in these Transit Connects. So if this was full extent, it would be poking out the back doors, which wouldn't work at all. So that's a real useful thing for us anyway. On this side, we have the roller for the Ego. Adds a lot of versatility to the Ego. Means that you can lay a proper stripe. Maybe not the best stripe in the world, but it's better than, say, brushing or just running over the lawn. That's useful, and again, that's just stuck on with a bungee cord to keep it out of the way, but also make it nice and easy to get to when we need it. And then I've just got a little step stool there as well, so that's for accessing the roof rack, putting the ladders on, but also just to sit and have my lunch on a sunny day. So that just sits there. And then up here we've got our bags as well. So these are just our rubbish bags that we use on the jobs, and they just crumple up out of the way. And again, just using a bungee cord just to keep it out of the way. On this slightly Heath Robinson shelving system that we have, we've got these 3 boxes on the outside. So on the bottom one, we usually have our sort of go-to tools, the ones that we use every day. So secateurs, that sort of thing in there, just easy to grab. Then in this one, we have the sort of tools that you don't use all the time, but really you kind of need. So patio scrapers. I've got some spare hose in there as well that I use for weeding gravel, a saw as well. Just those sort of tools that you'd be annoyed if you didn't have with you. In this top compartment we have our string and wire and just a few other bits and bobs. Got the chainsaw oil and sprays just to keep the hedge cutters working nicely. So that's again all easy to reach but also tucked out the way. This top compartment that you're not really going to be able to see sadly, I've got my loppers, shears, adjustable rake in there as well. In this shelf I've got my main multi-tool that I use now. So this is the KMA 130R. Great multi-tool, just really useful, absolutely love it. And I mainly use it for strimming these days, but you often use it for hedge cutting as well. Really versatile tool, and that's just tucked in there. And behind there I've got a HSA 56 little battery hedge cutter. That's one of the AK series. Just use it mainly for things like lavender, cutting those back and things like that, and perennials. The next shelf down, I don't actually have a whole lot in there at the moment, but I've got my combi hedge cutter attachment and some sort of odd wolf tools that I find quite difficult to store elsewhere. So I've got the brush, the rake and the soil rake. Depending on what jobs I'm going to be doing, I'll often have the KM94 in there or another hedge cutter. But currently I don't need any of those, so it's nice and empty. In the bottom shelf, I keep my sort of main tools that I use. So I've got the BGA 56 leaf blower. It's in the AK series, a great little blower. I find this perfect for small jobs, just tidying up strimmings and things like that. I've got a couple of batteries which I'd recommend, but it's a great little tool, and I've done a little review on that as well as pretty much all of the other Stihl tools. So if you're interested in more details on any of those, do check out those videos. So that's just there. And then I've got my sort of main hedge cutter of choice at the moment, which is the Stihl HLA 66. So light and versatile with that extra length. I find I use it for pretty much everything at the moment. Really useful tool, and that can slide out through the cabinet as well. So I can easily get that. And I've also got the chainsaw attachment in there for the combi unit. Again, I don't always carry this, but particularly in the winter with the storm damage and things like that, it's always useful to have that with me. So that just tucks out the way. And in this bottom section, I nearly forgot, I've got my poles. So these are the Wolf poles, got the hoe heads on them at the moment, and ARS long reach pruner and a Dalek pole pruner. I've got them here because it utilizes the full length of the van, which isn't exceptionally long. It's only just long enough for these tools, but this way I get the maximum possible. So they're just tucked away nicely at the bottom there. From the side door, you can see I've got the Ego mower there tucked in. That's secured by a bungee cord and a little chock just down by the front wheel. And there's the false floor as well. We put in this backboard as well, just to give us this capacity to put the spades in and forks. So there's some spades and forks, plus a conventional lawn edger, which I find I use most of the time, particularly around windows and things like that. So that's just tucked in there. And again, they're nicely wedged so they don't rattle, which I hate. I really don't like a rattly van. And then at the top here, sometimes I'll have my 94T here, but at the moment it's not quite the right season for that. So I've just got a few miscellaneous things, gloves, tool bags, anything, strimmer cord, that sort of thing, just all tucked up there nicely out the way. So there you go, there's my van setup. I hope you found it useful. As I say, if you've got any suggestions or comments about the setup or the tools, do let me know. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. And as I say, if you want any more information about the tools, do check out my video reviews on them, which will be linked in the cards and the description, as well as checking out the product links in the description as well. So with that all being said, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.